Hey guys, it's Keith here from Kegland. Now, in the past, a lot of you guys have purchased our RoboBrew Generation 3 35 litre model. Now the big boy's out. This is our Brewzilla 65. So this Brewzilla is basically enough to do batches of 50 litre. It's 65, we call the Brewzilla 65 because it's 65 litres to the absolute brim, so brim full. We've made a lot of upgrades and it's taken a lot longer to get this brewery finished than we thought. I guess we made a lot of changes to the elements, so they're now ultra low watt density, and that's one of the things we really wanted to make sure we had extremely low watt density, so you didn't caramelize your malts or end up with scorching like you can on some of the other breweries that are out there. We also made a few other changes, things like this easy lift handle. So you're probably wondering why don't you just have two handles on the side? What's the point of this one? But this one is actually for this size brewery, and maybe even the 35 may be like this one day if we end up making this adjustment. But having the handle down here makes it really easy to tip and then pour the wort out if you needed to for some reason, or for instance if you wanted to wash it and tip it upside down or something like that. So this extra handle is really good in that respect. All the stainless steel is quite a bit thicker, so that's one of the first things you'll notice is picking up any of the components. They're quite a bit thicker, so this is now 1mm thick stainless steel. We used to use about 0.6 in the really early RoboBrews, and then it went up to about 0.8, and now this is 1mm, so that's another thing you'll notice. With the layout of the brewery, it's very similar to the other breweries that we've had in the past. So you can see it's just a big, stainless steel boiler, I guess, with a pump which sucks the wort out from the base of the unit. It comes with this false bottom screen. So this is not a false bottom which you can mash directly on. So that's not the reason why we've made this false bottom, is to protect your pump. So it's a false bottom pump screen. So that goes in first, you drop it in like so. And with the 2mm holes in there, basically it prevents large chunks of hops or grain or something else that potentially you could be brewing with going into the pump and then blocking your pump up. So that's a really important feature. The other thing is the malt pipe. Once again, it's also been made with thicker stainless steel as well. That is very, very similar to the other malt pipes you may have seen. It has a false bottom screen like this. This part here has a little bit of a difference on it. Yeah, so looking closer at this lower rod assembly, so this is the false bottom which sits in the malt pipe. You can see there's now a little notch here. So previously what we had on the upper rod was basically two little wire clips like this, and they would just add a little bit of tension. So when it slid up and down here, there was a little bit of resistance to just hold it into place. But we've now changed to a stainless steel circlip type arrangement like this, and we found this is actually working a lot better for us. So this has just two little finger clamp positions here you can clamp down. So when you slide it over like that, you can slide it into place. Now these apply quite a bit more force, so it's not so easy to move this up and down. It's sort of got a bit of stiffness about it, which is nice, because sometimes if it was a little bit too loose, you could knock it with the mash paddle and then it would fall down or push it down accidentally. The other thing is with that notch, you'll notice when you pull this up, you can get a very, very distinctive tactile click, knowing that you're at the top of the tube extension there. Because previously what would happen is you'd pull this up and you could possibly accidentally take it all the way off. Then you have to mess around to try to get this back onto that tube. Okay, now with the malt pipe we've got here, we've actually put thicker stainless steel into the body of this unit, as well as actually making the legs here significantly thicker stainless steels to support the additional weight. The other thing is, the stainless steel on the base is also thicker. So this perforated screen here is now 1mm, same thickness as the stainless steel false bottom that we've got in the boiler. Now this malt pipe is 30 litres in size, which means you'll be able to hold something in the vicinity of about 16 kilograms of grain, and that'd be basically sort of a comfortable maximum, I guess you could say. I'm sure we'll get people, as we always do, pushing it to the absolute limits, and I'm sure we'll get some people go up to 18 or 19 kilograms, which is obviously a lot of grain in a 30 litre space. But ideally you want to go around about maybe 15, 16 kilos would be, a comfortable level of grain to be putting in this size malt pipe. The other thing is, the malt pipe handle, we've made it like so. Not a lot of changes here. Definitely on the previous RoboBrew, we already had made this notch in here, so you can basically attach a pulley This now being a little bit heavy, so being a malt pipe of this size, probably a lot of you guys at home might want to get the Robo Ratchet pulley or the pulley that we sell, and that'll go onto this notch here so it doesn't slide around on the crossarm bar. And then you may want to connect that to your rafters inside your roof, or some overhead bit of timber or something like that. So it will easily enable you to basically use the pulley to lift the malt pipe out of the boiler. Now on the top of the malt pipe, we've still got the top screen here. Now to be honest with you, a lot of you guys may not even use this top screen. I know a lot of people don't. We definitely don't put any of the silicon gasket around the edge here. As you can see, it's quite a snug fit in here, so you really don't need a silicon gasket. You just don't seem to get grain coming out. But a lot of people actually don't even use the top screen, so it's up to you. You can use it. Or a lot of people might just find they'll, just have the malt sitting in here, and that way they can easily stir it with a spoon or adjust it, or just, get a better view of what's going on inside the mash tun, I guess, or the malt pipe. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is the switches here. Now we did get some people with the switches fail on the previous ones, and they were basically 15 amp rated switches. Now, there was a couple reasons why we could see them fail on previous models, and sometimes that was moisture getting in because the waterproof covers, they did an okay job, but these new switches, they're basically 30 amp rated, so they're really overrated for the job. Also, the actual quality of the contactors inside the switches are really much better as well as the outer waterproofing as well, which is around the switch. So that's made quite a big difference to the reliability of the unit in general. The other thing that we've changed, which you can just see to the other side here, is the vents. Now the vents are actually quite a bit bigger, so allowing much more airflow into the base of the unit. That keeps all the electronics a lot cooler and a lot happier, and it keeps the underside of the elements a lot cooler as well. And let me show you another thing on the base here. If we just go like that, what you can see, we've also got these rubber feet. So these rubber feet, they help to keep the Robo Brew in a steady position. Sometimes if you're using this outside and you've got slightly uneven ground, these rubber feet help a bit in that respect. And then if you look further underneath, we've actually got these vent holes under here as well. And those vent holes, once again, just like these vent holes on the side, they just help the unit actually dissipate heat. And that keeps the electronics, once again, a lot happier. And also all the componentry in there will really enjoy being a lot colder. The lid that comes with the Brewzilla is the glass one, similar to what you've probably noticed in the past, but obviously it's larger diameter because it's a larger diameter unit. Now you can also buy the stainless steel lid separately if you want to do distillation, for instance. We'll have the same size hole to fit the Alco engine, pot and reflux still, so you'll be able to use the Brewzilla 65 for those other reflux and pot stills too. Cooling coils have the same 12.7mm outside diameter, or half-inch essentially, tubing that we use here. So you can use the compression fittings on here, then you can get a half-inch thread so you can put on cam locks or some other fitting if you want to. It's quite a big coil, I guess. It's more than, even though the brewery is double the size, the coil's actually a little bit more than double the length. So yeah, you should be able to get slightly better cooling performance out of this coil. Thanks for that, guys. That pretty much concludes the video. Hope you enjoy using this awesome brewery, which we've been spending a lot of time on getting perfect for you guys. The other thing to do is sign up to our Facebook page if you want to hear about any of the new stuff coming up, and also the special Facebook specials we have for our customers. The other thing you might want to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the new stuff we've got coming out, we always make YouTube videos, so if you sign up to our YouTube channel, you're going to get notified when that comes available. Anyway, got any other questions, flick us an email or just get on the phone. Alright, thanks.